Gunrathan. Now I invite Major General G.H. Governor of Northern Province, to speak on integration of armed forces in development efforts of post-conflict Sri Lanka. He was the SF commander, Jaffna, during the conflict period, and took over as governor of the Northern Province immediately after the war, and he was directly involved in resettlement, reintegration and development in this area. Thank you.
The Secretary, the Ministry of Defense, Sir Gotabaya Rajapaksa, the Vice Chancellor of Sir John Kotalala Defense University, General Melita Piris, distinguished guest, the Chief of Defense Staff, the Tri-Service Commanders, ladies and gentlemen, cadets, good morning to every one of you. The subject matter is very clear: the integration of armed forces in development efforts of post-conflict Sri Lanka. First of all, I want to tell you, the integration of armed forces for the post-conflict development of Sri Lanka has already taken place. For the last 2 years, the armed forces are supporting the government in doing most of the development work activities, especially the border range, northern and the eastern part of Sri Lanka. I think, as you all know, Sri Lanka is probably the only country after the Second World War, maybe, which successfully destroyed ruthless terrorist organizations like LTT and prevented the country being partitioned and facing the consequences later. So this was possible due to the excellent leadership given by His Excellency President Mahinda Rajapaksa, his political will and his leadership. Not only that, our Secretary of Defense, he has given us the strategic and the intelligent leadership to destroy this terrorist menace from our country. Ladies and gentlemen, now we have the next task of developing the entire northern province and the eastern province as per a government plan worked out. This is a very rigorous task. This has to be done properly and according to a plan worked out by the government. So government has worked out the plan, basically keeping the principles which is given here, keeping that in mind, and worked out a major development plan for the northern province as well as for the eastern province. And here I must say the plan which was worked out by the government for the eastern province is known as Naganihira Navodaya. This was launched as per Mahinda Chintana, as per the direction of His Excellency the President in 2007, soon after the liberation of the eastern province. The objectives are very clear. It is given here for your information. The second one, which was done soon after the liberation of the northern province in May 2009, in fact before the liberation of the northern province, in May, the 7th of May 2009, the Presidential Task Force for the Development of Northern Province was launched under the Mahinda Chintana as per the guidance given by His Excellency the President and with the chairmanship of the Honorable Basil Rajapaksa, the Ministry of Economic Affairs. The mission given by His Excellency at that time is to this Presidential Task Force for the Development of Northern Province is very clear and it is indicated there. Then came that whenever in a country like Sri Lanka, especially when you are doing the development work soon after the conflict scenario, it is very essential to make sure that the government do it in a specific period of time after the conflict, post-conflict scenario. That is one of the very important things. So what the government did was, government started doing the major development machinery. Government took over then by using various projects with the support and assistance from the World Bank and all other the countries, especially India and also China. The major projects are undertaken by the government. And these are supported by the security forces and also by the non-government organization. Especially the security forces supported the government in developing social infrastructure and social harmony and peace building. And the second area where the security forces are completely involved at the moment is the community-based economic and infrastructure facilities and the peace building again. The non-government organizations are assisting in community development projects. And the next thing that we have to understand it, as the second defense said, where the security forces are getting involved in the development of northern province and the eastern province. Mainly, the first thing that the security forces got involved, where the government got the maximum support from the security forces, so the demining effect. As you could see, ladies and gentlemen, this is an enormous task taken over by the security forces and done within a very short period of 1.5 years and 2 years. And it almost, as the second defense said, that 95% of this entire demining effort is completed now. This supported resettling more than 72,000 families in this entire northern and the eastern province of Sri Lanka. The second task, as per the government request made, the security forces had taken over, and the second defense said again, the resettlement. The resettlement was done in a record time. When you say resettlement, it is not a normal thing that you carry on 300,000 people resettling in northern province and the eastern province, and movement of these people and giving registration and giving them the required assistance and giving them the additional facilities, and all those things have to be done with the government in support with the security forces. It was done within a very short period of time. You see today, as this was taken as at yesterday, 235,516 people are already resettled. Almost 98% is been resettled. And going to, again, as the second defense said, the rehabilitation of ex-combatant as per the government program. This has been done according to the methodical plan, and after doing that, they have been integrated into the society. The government has made this request under the Ministry of Rehabilitation. This has taken place. And today, as you could see, there's only another 2,000 or 2,700 to be rehabilitated, and they have been sent to the society, and they are also being looked after. We know that at our level, the government level, and all the security forces, we are getting together and we are looking after them at the moment and giving them a life for future. And this is where the spiritual development takes place, where the security forces get involved with the government in putting up all these places of the religious activities, and those things are taking place. You could see how this Madhu church, just for your information, how the Madhu church was earlier. And this is how an area called Tirukeswaram Kovil in the eastern part, the northeastern part of the northern province, in the area called Mena. This is how it has been developed, and it has been developed earlier. That is how it was, and now it has been developed, and a lot of the festival are also been held quite recently. The next area, but I want to concentrate for you, is the development of social harmony. And this is one area where the government always gets the support and assistance of the security forces to make sure when it comes to sports activities, religious activities, any activities come with the social harmony, and all this you find the government is working together with the security forces. And assisting the government in community-based reconstruction plan, again as the second defense said, and these are the things which is ongoing at the moment in all the districts, 5 districts in the northern province and also in the eastern province. The security forces are completely involved in supporting our government plan. Sometimes we finance them, and they carry out the task for the given time period. So the government is today very happy about how these things are going on in the northern province.